Hello, ladies. How are you? Good to be back again. Um, really excited for today's content because I feel like sometimes um, content can be very overwhelming, right? You feel like you're throwing spaghetti against the wall and you're just like, I don't even know what's going to land, what's going to hit. I am hoping that you're going to be seeing that there is a strategy that is needed with content that creates connections and converts. So just as a reminder, starting today, if you would like to get on the Friday webinar, the Grow with Grace Masterclass, send me your email address if I don't already have it. This is going to be so simple. There's no opt-in. I'm just going to create a Google invite. It'll be a Gmail invite to come live to the masterclass on Friday. Again, those of you who have been commenting 3 or more comments per live, you have your name already in a raffle. So you could win a scholarship to the Prosperous Coach Academy. That is the mastermind that I am running and would love to be able to support you more there. So if you want to attend on Friday, let me know, DM me your email address. I'm just going to be sending a super simple invitation. And if you want to come, let me know. So diving into content today. All right, this is going to be good. I am just going to share my screen. I know last week was kind of a whirlwind. Get ready. We're kind of doing this again. So lots to cover today. But when we are thinking about creating content that connects with our ideal client, we often think that, the main thing to online marketing is a lack of traffic. However, it has been shown that there is so much more to it than just that. It's really a lack of trust. So that is why, as Christian coaches, we really want to be nurturing our relationships, building the trust. Have you ever heard the saying, the know, like, and trust? We absolutely need this because people love to buy stuff, but they hate to feel sold to, right? I love to buy. So despite the fact that you are building an online presence that will build your business, you need to concentrate on delivering value that builds your authority. Oh, goodness. Okay, so positioning. You need to develop top of mind awareness for something. So, what are you going to be known for in your coaching business? You are the go-to coach who specializes in fill in the blank, write it in the chat. We want to know. We want to connect, support, encourage. You do need to be known for one thing. So examples are business coaching for money coaches. So maybe you're helping them make money. You're helping them know that coaching is doable, that is achievable and sustainable. Then within your overarching, I'm a money coach, like, what are the core pillars of your content? Typically, you will get this from your signature system. So what are the different, do you have phases that you teach? Do you have, there's 4 steps. How is it broken down? And, even as an example, like I have 12 modules in my system. However, I have it broken into 3 very distinct phases. So you need to be really clear about what those phases are. And here's the thing too, is you do need to sound like a broken record. Now, the only person that this kind of irritates sometimes, I believe, is ourselves. Because we're like, I just keep saying the same thing again and again. I hear this from so many of my coaches. However, you know what? Your clients, people out there on the internet, they're not like, oh my gosh, she keeps talking about the same thing over and over. I mean, we do need to shake it up, but we want to be known. Oh yeah, Carrie, she talks about this one thing over and over. So we are top of mind in conversations between friends. Oh, I need someone who helps me with XYZ. You know what? I have a friend. She keeps talking about that. I'm going to connect you. And that is such a beautiful thing. So what are those 4 to 6 topics that you talk about, you teach about, and you want to be known for? these are the things that you're going to be creating content for. So if you have already downloaded the content for connection and conversion, the wheel of content, we are going to be filling this out today. Know that if you don't have it for now, you're going to be okay. Take some notes and you can download it later on. But this is what it looks like in the main circle here. Let's just go with that example that let's say you're a money coach for new entrepreneurs. Okay, so then in the ring outside of that, your core coaching, who you are, your niche, what are the 4 to 6 topics that you are going to be known for? Again, typically it's the systems and the signature, the pillars, the steps, the phases, however you define what is in your signature offer. So, again, with this example in mind, like let's say this money coach, she teaches budgeting, she teaches investments, she teaches taxes and saving for that, and then scaling. Let's say she only has those 4. So those are going to go in these. I left room for 6. I don't really recommend that you have more than 6. I just feel like your message gets too diluted if you have more than 6. But continuing on. Okay, so once you have the positioning, we want people to understand, like, what can they expect from you? So you want to create expectations with how consistent you are in your content and in your marketing. Do you want to post just once a week? Do you want to post 3 times a week? Is it every Monday, Wednesday, Friday? Is it Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m.? If at all possible, I really encourage you to be consistent, not only so that you've set up this container for yourself, so you're like, yep, this is when I post, but also letting your potential clients know. When I first started out with email, oh my gosh, I was so inconsistent. And I just kind of was beating myself up around that. However, when I just set the expectation, you know what, you're going to get 1 email from me a month. Like, start wherever you can. Start small. If it's 1 email a month, awesome. Let them know it's going to be the first Monday of the month to hold both yourself accountable, but then you are going to stay more professional in the eyes of your potential clients because they know what to expect. So you want to stay dedicated to your program. I do recommend that you're not just like, okay, well, I'm a money coach, and then you know what? I did a couple posts about that and no one really responded. So now I'm going to be like, I don't know, a tax coach or something. Like, don't switch, okay? You need to stay committed at least 6 months, ideally 1 year, to one signature program. Before you do little offshoots of it, you want to make sure that people know you, they like you, they trust you, they see what you're doing. You are building this audience from scratch initially. And so it's okay to feel like, no one's even paying attention. That is super normal. But when you stay consistent, people really are going to see this. And let me promise you, you have lurkers. You have people who are never going to comment on what you're doing, but they're paying attention. Okay, so let's continue on. Now, with a personal brand, what does that look like? You want to establish authority through being consistent, talking about the things you're known for, 4 to 6 topics of your client's transformation, which again is most likely in your signature offer. Do not stray from these topics in your core content. These will be the things that you do posts on, blogs, podcasts, videos, and 80% of your stories. And when you understand the fears, pains, and goals of your ideal client, and you pair that with knowing where they are in relation to you and your solution, you're never going to have to worry about making money again. Okay, it's going to all come together. Now, most coaches, I feel like they do create decent content on whatever platform they've chosen, but it's also mostly generic. It sometimes helps their clients overcome their fears, manage their pains, and get to their goals. And in many ways, it's for one part of the buyer's journey. We're going to be talking about this. But again, you have people who maybe just yesterday you became friends with them on Facebook. Well, they're not ready to be sold to. And then you also have people who have watched you and watched you and watched you. And finally, they're like, okay, I'm ready for a coach. Who's it going to be? And they're in that, decision phase. So coaches miss out on most opportunities for paying clients because they just hope that people will land on their content, right? I see this often with new coaches who just create a website and they're like, well, I've created the website. And you know what, guys, I have totally been there. Okay. I do understand that. I worked so hard at a website. Do you guys have a website? And then I'm like, once it's done, you're like, okay, I'm waiting. Where are the clients? But you've got to do so much more than that. Okay, oops. We are going through the buyer's journey. Number one, there is an awareness stage. So this person may or may not be aware of you or your services. They're just getting to know you. Who's that girl? They are experiencing and expressing symptoms of a problem or an opportunity. They're doing some educational research to more clearly understand, frame, and give a name to their problem. Next step is the consideration phase. And this is when the prospect knows you, they follow you, they interact maybe with some of your posts, maybe even not though, and they are aware of your services. So now they have a clearly defined and given a name to their problem. They're committed to researching and understanding the available approaches or methods to solving their problem or opportunity. After this consideration stage is the decision stage. And this is when you know who these are. They're starting to reach out. Maybe it's the person who's commenting on all your things and they're inquiring about your services. This is the best. They're interested in your solution, strategy, method, or approach. They're compiling a list of all their options, and that provide the solution to the problem that they want solved. They are researching and ready to make a decision. And then finally, we have the delight stage. This is when they've said yes, you've signed the contracts, they are going through your program, and they want to feel seen, heard, and understood. So we know that if they have a great experience and receive incredible results, that they will sign up to work with you again and or refer others to you. So let's look at these a little more in depth. In the first stage, the awareness stage, when do we know a client is here? Well, when they fit your dream client avatar, maybe they start following you, they accept your friend request, subscribe to a lead magnet or your email list. So what's the intention when we are interacting with people at this stage? Well, it's simply to move them to the next stage. We want to get them into the consideration stage. They are just getting to know you at this point, but they need to start to interact with you and they need to develop that know, like, and trust. We work with people we know, like, and trust. So we got to create content for them. We have to tell our story, introduce our values, our beliefs, to, make sure that they align. And then we are showing up for them. Okay, so next we have we're still on the awareness stage. Types of content. I'm wanting to give you some examples here. Your personal story. Okay, this can be told in many different ways. Then your personal or your business philosophy, like what is your mission? What is your vision? What has God given you? What is your why? Give them a peek into your core values as a person and as a business. Your lifestyle. You're likely the transformed version of your ideal client, right? You tend to work with your previous self. So you got to show them though what's possible when they overcome the obstacles and achieve the goals that you want to help them with. And then Stories. Oh, stories are so incredibly important. If you don't have a personal story to share that resonates with a specific fear, pain, or goal, but you do have a client story that you can share, then do this. Make sure you get their permission, or you could do it anonymously as well. Okay, now we are moving on to the consideration stage. When is a client here? When they start engaging, commenting, even just liking your stuff, asking you questions, maybe DMing you. The intention here, again, we're just moving them to the next stage. We want them to be moving towards the decision stage. We want to interact with them on a deeper level. Get intentional around conversations with them. We have to have them trust us in order to keep that moving forward. We want to create content that adds value, that showcases our skills and our abilities as a coach, such as trainings, webinars, masterclasses, all those fun launch, events that resonates with their pains. And we want them to know that we are going to believe in them and show up for them. So what does this look like? The types of content here are value, things that add value, and lessons. So our audience can see where they're at in the journey. We want to share a lesson that we had to learn while we were working on achieving the goal that we know that they want, or something you wish you knew, how you could do things differently, how you would approach things differently. Different trainings. How can you add value of the specific steps that your audience wants to implement a small win along with the different stages, again, the pillars of achieving the goals that you know that they have. And here, now there's two kind of schools of thought here. Oftentimes gurus will say, you want to focus on the why this is important, why is there different consideration or, stages in content and not the how. So I've heard that from so many coaches. However, I just feel like we shouldn't be afraid to give too much away, because people know that information doesn't always equal transformation, okay? Like you can consume and consume and consume all day long. You can be scrolling, you can be YouTubing, you can be going to all the, free trainings and $27, little free guides or whatever. But unless you have a coach there walking with you, starting at the beginning, knowing where you are, encouraging you, praying for you, keeping you accountable, they're not going to get the transformation that they need. So that's why I don't really love the share the why, but not the how. Some coaches will say that's what they pay you for. I believe that that's a scarcity mentality. I don't really subscribe to that, but do what's right for you. Ask God, he'll tell you. Okay. The buyer's journey, then they're moving on to the decision phase. So when do we know a person's here? Maybe they have asked you for your PDF. I just keep things super low tech. I have a PDF that I send them when I know a person is asking questions. Maybe they've inquired about what it's like to work with you. Okay, so tell me, what is the Prosperous Coach Mastermind? Like, what does that involve? Maybe they've applied for your program or booked a call. So the intention here is we do want them to become a client. We're not going to be like, yes, it needs to be the right fit for both of you. But if it's a yes, oh my gosh, let's do this. We need to answer their objections in a loving way, not a manipulative way. Okay. That's super important. But suggest that you get on a call. I do see coaches saying, yep, you can do it all through the DMs. However, I believe that if you are making a decision for investing in a coach that is really more than like $2,000, most people do want to have a phone call with you. So that is what I would recommend. Now, what kind of content are you going to be creating here? We want to be sharing our client results. You can share your own story. You can have results that your clients have, shared with you their testimonials. Again, this can be in any capacity. Maybe you're starting out and you're like, well, I don't really have any testimonies. Well, how about you? Most of the time we've developed our own methodology, we've walked it out, and we can say, yep, this is how it works, but we do need to provide social proof because and then creating a little bit of scarcity, again, only if this is true. We don't want to say, yep, this is open forever and I have 100 spots. Like, that just doesn't make anyone feel special. Now, if it's true and you really do only have 1 spot, 3 spots, then you can really show that, yeah, I'm intentional around working with a small number of clients. And right now, this is how many spots I have open. You want to be highlighting your method or your solution. So this is where you can introduce that. You can share the solution that you help provide to your clients that who choose to work with you. You do want to give them something tangible, like a proven system to latch onto. And then their vision. You want to speak to their pains, their fears, and their goals on the other side of it. Well, okay, so let's think about this. Right now you're here, but when you're hitting 10K months, what does that look like? How does that change your life? How does it change your relationships, your family, your freedom, your giving? And then you want to show them that you can offer the quickest path to that point. Now, we know most of the time, like, people can find stuff on the internet. However, like I said before, it's about the implementation, the accountability, the coaching, the mindset stuff. Oh, we can get stuck in our own perspectives. So I really believe that information will never amount to transformation. So once they're in the delight stage, this is when they have become your client. You really want to be loving on them, making them feel heard and seen, and just that they have really, well, I believe, high levels of access to you, that they are never stuck, that they know that they can reach out to you at any moment and you're going to help them through it. So the goal for this client is to really just deliver an unforgettable experience. We want them to be a raving fan. We want referrals. Like, isn't that just an ideal person who is like, yeah, oh my gosh, you need to work with my coach. And they're just helping you market. So you do need to check in with them on a regular basis and then be asking for testimonials. You can also, let's say you have a phase 1, and that's 3 months. Okay, well, probably at the end of phase 1, and if they've had a great experience, they still want and need more. So we need to just take the overwhelm, perfectionism, and procrastination out of content creation. Has anyone ever been there? So I'm just going to show you one tiny aspect. I have about, 7 things that my clients go through for content creation, but I'm just going to show you one right now. This is Answer the Public. Has anyone seen or been to this website? Okay, we're going to go there now. Oop, I just got to get on the right page. Hold on. I got to stop sharing here. Okay. Now, answerthepublic.com. This is a pretty cool website because this takes information from people who are Googling things. And hold on, guys. Where did it go? Okay. It takes information from when people are Googling questions. Isn't that amazing? And it's going to show us what, people are looking for. So if you are a new coach and you're like, well, because this is who I help, a new coach or a floundering coach, they want to have more profitability in their coaching. You can go to answerthepublic.com. This is free. You only get 3 searches a day, but that really should be all you need. So you're going to see where it says up here, discover what people are asking about how do I start a coaching business? So this is pretty cool because the darker the lines are, these are highly searched terms. This kind of medium one is just average searched, and then the lowest is even lighter. So we want to pay attention to the darker. So for example, for my people, they would type in there, how do I start a coaching business? So this is something that I can create content with. How do I set up a coaching business? How do I start a life coaching business? How do I do this from home? And then just go around. Now these on the outside, you know, the will, the how, which, it's just showing you different types of questions. Can, you know, that type of thing. But these are really good for creating content. If you're just like, I don't know what to say, then we want to just make sure that we are adding value, that we are answering questions, that we are becoming the expert in whatever coaching aspect that God has called you to. So I'm going to leave that for now. But again, use your worksheet. Your main niche is going to go in the, oop, sorry guys, stop share. Here we go. I'm holding up my worksheet and then I'm like, they can't see. Okay, so you're going to put your niche in the middle. You're going to put your 4 to 6 content pillars around there. And then what are the questions? Like, let's say people are asking about taxes as a new business owner, and you can just write them in here. Okay, then you can be creating content. Honestly, you do not need more than, let's say, like 6 months worth of content. And I always advise my clients to start like a content vault. This can be a document, it could be a spreadsheet. You, again, want to be known for those 4 to 6 content pillars, and you are talking about them again and again and again. You don't need to create 365, different posts. However, you could switch out a headline, swap out stories. Maybe you have a new testimonial you could add. Like, you're going to be using the same ones again and again and again, and that's okay. It's what you want to be known for. You are the expert in this area. And again, you don't need to pull your hair out every time you need to create a new post. So I want you to do this smarter, not harder. All right, guys. Again, if you want to be invited to the Zoom training on Friday, DM me your email address, or you can just write yes, and I'll reach out to you. Either myself or my VA will reach out to you, and we'll get your email address to invite you. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.